Hi, Secret Servey here. Today I am going to explain an American action/fantasy film called Wonder Woman. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Diana Prince is entering the Louvre, in Paris, France. A van from Wayne Enterprises conveys a portfolio from Bruce Wayne, which contains an old photo of Diana close by 4 men during World War I. A note from Bruce says he might want to hear the story behind the image. A very long time before, when she was a kid, Diana, played by Lily Aspel, experienced childhood with the island of Themyscira, the powerful Amazons, an all-female champion faction, lived there subtly and confined. She watches the heroes preparing on the field under General Antiope, Robin Wright. Diana needs to be a contender like the other Amazons, yet her mom, Queen Helita, Connie Nielsen, restricts her girl from preparing. Helita tells Diana that Zeus made the people with an agreeableness. In any case, Ares, the Lord of War, adulterated them. People were loaded up with doubt and envy. They were continually at war. Different divine beings attempted to stop Ares, yet he killed them individually. Zeus likewise battled until, with his last strength, he hit Ares so hard that he had to withdraw. Afterward, Zeus fashioned a weapon that can annihilate Ares. With Zeus' perishing breath he made the detached home, for the Amazons named Themyscira, with a captivated obstruction to conceal them from the remainder of the world. Diana needs to see the incredible weapon, so later, Helita shows Diana the strong sword known as the God Killer. She makes sense of that it can kill the god Ares, yet Helita trusts that there won't ever be a need to use it. Antiope persuades Helita to let her train Diana, needing her to be prepared to confront Ares, since they all know he's actually out there. Helita hesitantly concurs. As the years progressed, Antiope subjects Diana to brutal and extreme preparation in the field. As she arrives at adulthood, Diana keeps preparing to be essentially as wild as different Amazons. During one meeting, Antiope pushes Diana hard with her swordplay, driving Diana to safeguard herself by redirecting the blade with her gloves. This makes Antiope fly back and hurt herself. Diana shows incredible regret for harming Antiope. She leaves in disgrace. Yet Antiope is not even close to agitated. Diana goes to a precipice. Somewhere far off, a plane goes through the boundary into Themyscira prior to colliding with the sea. Diana jumps into the water and swims toward the plane. A pilot named Steve Trevor, Chris Pine, is sinking as he can't break himself liberated from his seat. Diana hauls him out of the plane and takes more time to shore. As she becomes amazed to see a person. Interestingly, German officers following Steve make it past the hindrance also. The Amazons show up as they track down Diana with Steve, yet in addition see the Germans. The Amazons prepared their bolts, and the Germans point their rifles. The bolts are sent off and shots are discharged. The Germans come to the shore and fight the Amazons. A few Amazons are shot dead while the Germans get taken out without any problem. Antiope fires 3 bolts without a moment's delay to kill 3 fighters. One trooper points his firearm at Diana, and Antiope jumps in to make the effort. Diana races to Antiope's side. As she bites the dust, she tells Diana it is her opportunity to employ the God Killer. Steve is investigated before every one of the Amazons with the lasso of truth. He is compelled to admit that he is a covert agent with the Allied powers. Steve makes sense of for the Amazons about World War I and how he has learned of an evil arrangement by Germany's General Erich Ludendorff, Danny Huston, and his main physicist Dr. Isabel Maru, aka Dr. Poison, Elena Anaya. They are coming up with a new bioweapon, which Steve claims is not normal for anything he's seen previously, and tells the Amazons they are in more peril than they understand. Steve went about as a government operative in the German armed force prior to taking Maru's scratch pad and taking off with it as he obliterated the Germans' different planes until they followed him to the island. Diana understands this should be crafted by Ares. Steve is permitted to wash in the Amazon's wellspring to recharge himself. Diana strolls in and inadvertently sees him naked. She asks what that is, and Steve says it is his dad's watch, which he says he follows to tell him what to do in the day. Diana is confounded by the gadget and its purposes. As yet expecting that Ares is behind the continuous conflict, Diana gets her safeguard, tether, and afterward takes the god-killer blade from its holding, alongside her fight suit. She goes to tell Steve she will assist him with returning home on the off chance that he takes more time to Ares. The two head for the shore, yet are drawn closer by Helita and different Amazons. Diana is obstinate that she goes out there to stop Ares and end the conflict. Helium mournfully embraces her girl one final time and tells her she has generally been her most noteworthy love, however today she is her most prominent distress. She gives Diana an Antiope's headband as a memento, however cautions her that in the event that she leaves she will be unable to get back to Themyscira. As Diana and Steve leave, Helita trusts to an Amazon that Diana can't know what she truly is, or, more than likely Ares will think that she is quicker. Diana and Steve show up in London. The two meet with Steve's secretary, Etta Candy, Lucy Davis. Before they can convey Maru's scratch pad to Steve's bosses, they track down Diana a proper outfit to wear so she can mix in for the time. Diana and Steve are then cornered by certain men in a back street. They take out their weapons, yet Diana pounds them all, in any event, allowing Steve to punch the last person out. Ludendorff meets with Maru in her lab. She has fostered another kind of gas for the general so he might keep up with his super strength. Maru then, at that point, goes over an equation on her table, which she believes is the leading edge they've been searching for. Diana and Steve head on over to a gathering held by Sir Patrick Morgan, David Thewlis, who is intending to arrange a truce with Germany. The men in the room are quickly occupied by Diana's presence. Steve is compelled to take her outside. Afterward, he gives Sir Patrick the journal. Since the composing is in Sumerian, Steve has Diana, who communicates in many dialects, interpret it for different men. They discover that Ludendorff and Maru are wanting to make another sort of hydrogen-based mustard gas that would be undeniably more deadly to the fighters. In the wake of hearing that the British general is wanting to send his soldiers toward the Western Front and go in to no doubt get killed, Diana becomes infuriated and tells the overall that a decent pioneer would battle close by his men. Steve hauls Diana out again as she lets him know that she accepts Ludendorff as Ares in camouflage. Steve trusts to Diana that he will by take more time to the front. Steve carries Diana to meet his partners. They first stop at a bar and track down Samir, said Tagmawi, a covert agent who is immediately drawn to Diana. Next is Charlie, Ewan Bremner, whom Steve says is a gifted marksman, yet they observe him getting thumped by one more individual for unintentionally taking his glass. The man endeavors to shoot Charlie, yet Diana intercedes and wrecks the man. The four then head out to meet the chief, Eugene Brave Rock, a runner. Ludendorff meets with a portion of his companions to talk about what he has arranged. After, they express a few questions and absence of trust in his work. Ludendorff and Maru exhibit their work by tossing the gas bomb in the room, killing every one of the men. The group comes to the front. They stroll through the channels, and Diana addresses a neighborhood lady who is troubled over what has been taken from them by the German armed force. Not having any desire to stand by anymore, Diana wears her crown and steps out into the front line with her reinforcement. The German warriors start to shoot upon her, yet she effectively avoids their shots with her gloves. Diana continues to pummel the aggressors while Steve and his group follow. When she takes out a majority of the warriors on the ground, the men assist Diana with jumping to an expert marksman tower, which she immediately obliterates. The residents celebrate and root for Diana. Steve later discovers that Ludendorff will go to a celebration the following day. He has edified the region for him, yet Sir Patrick desires Steve not to feel free to make it happen. Steve normally disregards him. He then educates Diana concerning the function and how she would be caught off guard for it, so he tells her the best way to move. They go up to a space to be separated from everyone else, and they share a kiss. The group goes to the function in camouflage. Steve claims to be a German official with Samir being his driver as they ad-lib entering without a greeting. Diana tracks down a vainglorious lady and takes her dress. Steve endeavors to flatter Maru to get more data, yet he becomes diverted when he sees Diana enter, in the blue dress. Diana sees Ludendorff and prepares to kill him, however Steve prevents her from wrecking the arrangement. Be that as it may, Ludendorff continues to send off gas bombs into the close-by town. Diana runs ahead however is past the point of no return. She sees the residents dead in the roads and can look on with despair. Steve runs by and Diana is furious with him for not letting her kill Ludendorff before this occurred. It is discovered that Ludendorff plans to utilize a plane to drop various gas bombs down on London. Diana hurries to an airbase where the German fighters are preparing for their assault. Diana pounds a workable officers prior to advancing toward Ludendorff. He breathes in Maru's solidarity gas and battles Diana. Ludendorff makes a valiant effort until he races to the rooftop. Diana blasts through and spears Ludendorff with the God Killer. He passes on however Diana sees that the fighters are as yet pushing the gas bombs into the plane. Steve shows up and Diana is confused as to why the war isn't over if she killed Ares. Steve says that maybe the war isn't a result of a god but rather that there are just bad people out there. He leaves, and Diana looks back inside Ludendorff's office to see Sir Patrick. Diana realizes it is him that is really Ares. He tells Diana how he only provided secret influence to people like Ludendorff and Maru to get their work going, but it was their own evil, as well as the darkness of other men, that led to the war. Diana tries to kill Ares with the sword, only for him to destroy it. He tells Diana that it is she who is the real weapon forged by Zeus. She is the real God Killer, Using the lasso, Ares shows Diana what can happen if she joins him and if they rid the world of mankind. She refuses, and they begin to fight. Steve and his team get past the Germans. They consider shooting the plane down, but the explosion would kill anyone within 50 miles. As Diana and Ares' fight extends onto the tarmac, Steve runs by Diana, says something quick, and he gives her his father's watch. He hijacks the bomber plane and flies it away. As he gets high enough, Steve aims his gun at the bombs. He takes a moment to consider what he's doing, but he knows what he has to do. He shoots the bombs, sacrificing himself as the plane blows up. Diana sees this and yells in agony. Ares only uses this to try and sway her even more to join him as he dons his armor. Ares brings Maru before Diana and removes Maru's mask to reveal her disfigured face. He tries to convince Diana to kill her. Diana lifts up a tank, but she recalls what Steve just told her. He said he can save the day, but she can save the world. He told her he loved her before taking the plane. Diana drops the tank and lets Maru get away. Diana tells Ares that she believes in love. Ares fires a blast of energy at Diana, but she absorbs it with her gauntlets and directs it back toward Ares, destroying him for good. The soldiers are then broken free of their corruption. Everyone celebrates the end of the war. Diana sees a wall of the fallen heroes, including Steve. Back in the present, Diana sends a message to Bruce Wayne, thanking him for the photograph and letting her keep a piece of Steve. Her voiceover then reassures that she will continue dedicating her life to justice. With that, Diana leaps